Let's take 10 to find our lotus pose today. So sitting on your mat. Now, lotus is not for everybody. So if you have problems with your knees, opt out of this one. If you want to just give some of it a try, that's what this is all about. Just finding that flexibility that we've lost over time. So let's start with our legs out nice and straight and put a bend in this right leg. So we're just going to start prepping our legs to come into lotus. So grab a hold of that right foot, bring that foot up, starting to get into this hip. And can you open that leg wherever you can, just getting into that hamstring. And if you need to use a strap for this, we all have different lengths of arms and legs here, so feel free to use a strap here if you need to. Try to open that hip a little more. And let's put a bend in that leg. Straighten that leg back out. Put a bend in that left knee. Let's grab a hold of that left foot. Continue to sit tall here. Bringing this left foot up. Can you slowly start to open it, getting the hamstring, getting into that hip. And put a bend in that knee, bringing that left foot back out. Now let's bring the outsides of our feet to the outsides of your mat. Your hands are behind you, and we're going to do something which is like a windshield wiper. So dropping your knees to one direction, and you want the knee to line up with the sole of that opposite foot. So we're getting into these hips. It's like oiling up those joints. Come back up and drop the other direction. Back up and drop. So can you feel that oiling of those joints? So keep going back and forth. Good. And let's come back to neutral. So just have an easy cross of your legs. So easy cross is the sole of one foot goes into the opposite back of that thigh. The sole of the other foot goes to the front of the opposite shin. So this is easy cross, and this is a good way to start thinking about getting into your lotus. So now let's take this right foot, and we'll keep this left leg nice and loose. Let's bring that right leg out again. Opening that hip. And bend that knee. Let's come back into our easy cross. Take the sole of that left foot. Extend. Open out. And come back to your easy cross. Now let's extend those legs out. Grab a hold of that right leg. Extend it out. And now this time when we put a bend in the knee, think about bringing the sole of the foot to this left hip crease. You may not be able to get all the way up there because this is the movement that is happening with the knees, with the hips. So if you're only able to go partial, that's fine. But the goal eventually is the sole of that foot into that opposite hip crease. That is finding a half lotus. If this is painful for your knees, opt out. Otherwise, if you're all right here, can you gently just press that right knee down? Now feel how you've got some more movement in that hip that we had just done our windshield wiper with. And let's gently release that. Extend the leg, roll it out. And let's do the other side. Put a bend in this left leg, grab the foot, let's open it out. And now let's come into our half lotus on this side. So putting a bend in the knee, bringing the sole of the foot, think about bringing it to that right hip crease. If it can't go all the way up there, that's all right. You can stay here just right in the middle. If that knee doesn't come down, that's okay. That's where you can take a block and help protect that knee if you need to. So all about using props that are available. If you can come into that half lotus, sole of the foot into this opposite hip crease, and can you gently press the knee down if that's comfortable for the knee and for the hip. And now from here, we're going to start taking it into a half lotus with the opposite leg bent. So I'm going to put a bend in my right knee and I'm just going to slip it underneath. So now you're half cross-legged, but a half lotus. So you're not in that full position, but you're allowing your body to start to accept this and see how this works. Sit up nice and tall. Good. And now let's just gently bring that left leg out and the right. Extend both legs. And let's do half lotus on the other side. So let's take this right leg, extend it out. Put a bend in that knee. Can you find your half lotus? Bringing the sole of the foot to that hip crease. If you need that block underneath, that's all right. If you don't, can you gently find that movement in the hip, gently pressing down? Remember in yoga, you should never feel pain. We're stretching, we're conditioning, we're lengthening, we're contracting, but never, never pain. All right, now let's see if we can bring this bottom leg underneath. So put a bend in this left knee and bring that foot underneath, like we're coming into that cross-legged position, but you're in a half lotus. Well done. All right, let's extend this right leg out. And the left, let's give those a roll. And if you want to try a full lotus, feel free. If you want to do the half again, by all means. So I'm going to start with my knees bent. Just going to sit up nice and tall. And from here, how do you want to come into your lotus? Should we do it with our legs out in front? Grab a hold of this right foot. Can you find that hip crease? There you go. You're in your half lotus. Now, if you want to swing this left leg underneath to find that half lotus, half cross leg, feel free. If you want to try your full lotus, I'm going to put a bend in this knee, and I'm just going to let this foot sit in front of my right knee for now. Just allowing to see if my knees feel okay to come into my lotus. Now I'm going to grab this left foot and I'm just going to gently lift. Can I bring it here to this leg? If it's comfortable, can I bring it up to the opposite hip crease? Finding your full lotus. Again, it's not for everybody, but if you warm up those knees and those hips, you might be able to find a half lotus is really a comfortable way for sitting. So good job in playing. Remember, there is never pain. We're just working in a playful way to bring some flexibility back. So thanks for taking 10 for yourself. See you next time.